Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on? My name is Resonator, and in this video, I'm going to be responding to a piece originally from BreakPoint.org, but I'm going to be reading and responding to the reprinted version on LifesiteNews. The title of the piece is "There's a New Established Religion Nowadays. Christians Can't Bow to It." I'd make one change to that. Some Christians won't bow to it. That's a more accurate statement. Because it's not that they can't, it's that they won't. And it's not all Christians, because plenty of Christians don't give a shit that people are gay. They'll serve them regardless. But some Christians, they get a stick up their ass every time a gay person asks them to bake a cake, cater their wedding, take fucking photographs, take video. Yeah. And they're the ones who constantly get the shit end of the stick. It's mainly because they're just intolerant fucks who don't want to play by the rules that everybody else fucking plays by. And that's kind of narcissistic. Think that you're exempt from everything. And that you're the center of every fucking thing. And it really is funny that they kind of do think that the world revolves around them, because they think they're fucking targeted when these laws that are on the books apply to everybody. The author of this is Eric Metaxas. And as I have already said, there'll be a link to it in the description box below. But let's get to it, shall we? It's almost become a part of the weekly news cycle. American citizens publicly tarred and feathered for professing their sincerely held religious beliefs. And as long as it's not done by the U.S. government, guess what? It's all legal. And again, it's not all American citizens. It's a certain subsection of U.S. citizens who, again, as I said previously, have a stick up their ass when gay people ask them to do what they do as a job for them in the context of a gay wedding. And they are so up their own ass, they think that they don't have to follow the laws that apply to everybody equally. They think they're special, and they're special not in the way they would like to be cast in the light of, but that's the fucking breaks of life. Just this month, we watched a family-owned pizzeria close its doors after its owners received hate mail and death threats from around the country. Firstly, they chose to close it down. Nobody put a gun to their head and said, "You're going to close it." At least not literally. Secondly, they have a GoFundMe page that got almost $1 million fucking dollars, and as far as I know, they have since reopened. So you can't cry, "Oh, pitiful me," when the whole scenario is changed. You can't go by the previous. I'm talking to a brick fucking wall. It doesn't matter what the hell I say. Their offense: giving the wrong answer to a question about whether they'd cater a gay wedding. As far as I know, the question they got asked was, "What do you feel about the RFRA?" And they jaw-jacked on fucking local news, and then the national news was like, "Let's pick that up." But, they got asked that one question, and they supplied the hypothetical scenario. They're the ones who said, we've never had anybody who's gay come to us and ask if they would cater our wedding. But if they did, we'd say no. You know, it was kind of like an unbidden, unwanted answer to a question nobody fucking asked. And then they're surprised when people are like, what the fuck? And again, they're a fucking pizzeria. How likely do you think it is that they would have been asked to cater a fucking wedding? The only wedding I could see them catering is a white trash scum fucking wedding. But, you know, not many gay people are white trashy scum. Incidentally, it's the fucking other side of that coin. The people who fucking hate gay people that are sometimes, most oftentimes, white trashy scum. Kind of interesting how you notice shit like that when you don't have an agenda against gay people. Keep in mind that the restaurant had never actually turned down a gay customer because they probably couldn't tell that people were gay. If they could tell, they probably would. Or at least they would attempt to. But, you know. They were hammered for holding the wrong beliefs about a hypothetical scenario. A hypothetical scenario, as far as I know, that they fucking provided themselves. Major corporations are getting into the bullying act as well. It's not really bullying, it's putting pressure on people. Bullying is basically saying, hey, guys, go fuck yourselves. You know, we're just going to put, like, you know, we're going to put your head in a fucking toilet and swirl you if, you know, you don't get with the program. Or, you know, because we hate you. It's not the case. Businesses are making business decisions that just happen to not agree with your shitty positions. At least 2 state governments have now backed down or modified religious freedom legislation in response to pressure from companies like Walmart and Salesforce. And guess what? They're big fucking companies that have a lot of influence. And maybe you should take pause and, you know, think about things and say, wow, these corporations, which are big fucking companies that make billions of dollars every year, maybe we should take the cue from them. You know, obviously they're doing something fucking right. Keep that in mind next time you think about shopping at Walmart. Some people don't have a choice because it's like the only game in town. Especially if it's like a smaller town, chances are like Walmart's the best, like the best place to go. And this culture-wide search and destroy mission is only accelerating. Mainly because you fucking idiots keep coming out of the woodwork saying stupid shit and expecting people just to swallow it. Which is generally what doesn't happen. You know, people are like, what the fuck's wrong with you? As Princeton's Robbie George writes in First Things, activists for the new sexual orthodoxy are giddy with success and urged on by a compliant and even gleeful media. That kind of sounds like a paranoid delusion, but, you know, I don't know. Maybe he's right. Maybe I'm just blind to it. Maybe it's just fucking douchebags getting their comeuppance. Maybe that's the scenario. The message is clear. Not only should Christians remain silent about gay marriage if we know it's good for us, but we must be made to agree with and even celebrate what Scripture calls sin. If you are a business owner, then yes. State and local governments and the federal government can control who and what you serve to who. You don't like it, get out of the fucking business of being in a business. And nobody's forcing you to give up your religion. It's just don't fucking say and do shit and then expect no consequences to occur. That's the thing I don't get, you know. It's like a basic foundational rule of this, you know, world. Actions have an equal and opposite reaction. You're a douchebag, people are going to be douchebag back to you. Also, that goes to, the golden rule, treat others how you want to be treated. And obviously these fundamentalist Christians want to be treated like shit, so we're obliging them. As Anne Marie Cox recently said of Christians on MSNBC, you're going to have to force them to do things they don't want to do. Like how we had to do that with fucking bigoted scum fucks in the 1960s. Is that, do these guys not realize that they're basically arguing for being able to discriminate against people for no other reason than you don't like them? But gay columnist Frank Bruni recently took it to the next level in the New York Times, writing that it's time Christians get with the program and take homosexuality off the sin list. Considering that most Christians hand-wave away the child sex abuse of Catholic priests, and yet they're calling gay people fucking sinful. You'd think that victimizing children over and over and over and over and over again, and then blackmailing them into not fucking going to the police is a bigger fucking sin. Oh, but that's right. Some Christians believe that all sins are equal. It happens to be the fucking people who are that kind of fucked up. The lived experience of same-sex couples ought to trump what he calls the scattered passages of ancient texts, condemning his lifestyle. Wow. Kind of had to agree with what he said. And he's a hell of a lot more eloquent than I could ever be. And yeah, the lived experiences of gay people and gay couples ought to trump your imaginary friends in heaven. And they are scattered passages of ancient texts, because they'll quote the first half of of Deuteronomy and say, "Oh, God condemns homosexuality as sin," and then they'll ignore the whole kill them thing that's in the Bible. And they only do that because it's an untenable fucking position to take. At least in America. In Uganda, it's kind of par for the fucking course for those gay people. As for freedom of religion, Bruni suggests a new definition: freeing, ellipses, religious people from prejudices that they, ellipses, can indeed jettison, much as they've jettisoned other aspects of their faith's history, rightly bowing to the enlightenments of modernity. Yes, he actually wrote rightly bowing. It's true. There are not many geocentrists around any fucking more, which is a Christian fucking ancient fucking thing. There are creationists, but they're kind of, pushed to the periphery. And hopefully they just disappear one of these fucking days. Make things so much easier. You guys have jettisoned the whole kill the gays thing. Again, you do that more for pragmatism than for the fact that you'd probably disagree with killing gay people. But yeah. I'm reminded of a scene from C.S. Lewis's The Last Battle, in which Shift the Ape explains to the poor creatures of Narnia why they're being shipped off to the Kellermanne salt mines. Yes, let's bring up C.S. Lewis, who was in my opinion, shitty writer. You think freedom means doing what you like, says Shift. Well, you're wrong. That isn't true freedom. True freedom means doing what I tell you. It's kind of what Christians argue. Writing at National Review, Yuval Levin says that what we're witnessing isn't so much the suppression of free exercise of religion as it is the establishment of a new national religion, the religion of secular liberalism. Even though secularism is, by definition, without religion. You could have said the new national ideology. That would make more sense, because secularism's an ideology. But And dissenters must be forced to worship at its altar and affirm its creed of anything go sexuality. Even though that's not actually what the position of gay rights activists is, but it's just easy to make shit up, isn't it? Given the likely outcome of this summer Supreme Court case on same-sex marriage, Rod Dreher asks what will it be like to be a Christian in our brave new society, and what will become of Orthodox Christianity now that the price of professing it could be our credibility and livelihoods. Hopefully pragmatism takes over. And don't you guys love being persecuted? Don't you guys, fucking Jesus Christ told us that we'd be persecuted for our beliefs. Don't you guys love being persecuted? Isn't that, you have like a martyr fucking complex? And nothing will change, If you don't want to have gay weddings at your church, you don't have to have gay weddings at your church. But if you are a business owner, the rules are kind of fucking different. The answer, Dreher says, will depend a great deal on us. Will we hold fast to biblical teaching and refuse, in a manner of speaking, to burn incense to Caesar? Considering we're not the Roman fucking Empire and we aren't as brutal as the Roman Empire, there won't be anything close to what fucking the Romans did to anybody that pissed them off. Friends, the fight for religious liberty is far from over. You're right, but for the wrong reasons. And as John Stonestreet and I have been saying again and again, it's time for the church to wake up, to pray, and to publicly defend our religious rights and our brothers and sisters under assault for their beliefs. You're more than welcome to do that, but don't expect people just to fucking sit down and take it without raising a ruckus. Because that's not so likely to happen. You can profess whatever the fuck you want. You can believe whatever the fuck you want. Don't fucking let it slip into your brain that people are just going to sit idly by while this shit goes on. People are going to react somewhat badly to your constant obtuseness, but that's the price you pay for being obtuse. People are just, they generally get sick and tired of it. Let's see what comments there are. There's 7 comments. So, Bill Lang says, this is not a secular nation. Yes, it is. This is a pagan nation. No, it isn't. It is a nation that worships money, sex, sports, and eternal youth. That's not what paganism is. We are a nation that is falling. I wanted to quote Not Falling from Mudvayne, but I could not because I couldn't remember any fucking lyrics. The U.S. as the country we knew from our youth is dead. That's a good thing. The U.S. as a united country will cease to exist within a generation. Fear not, the church will never fall. Mainly because they bilk people out of millions and millions upon billions of fucking dollars every year, and yeah, they can survive kind of a drop, but what they don't want to. Shit, they survived pedophiles raping kids, for Christ's sake. That should have been the death knell for Catholic churches, but fucking hasn't been. For whatever fucking twisted reason. Defiant 12314. When does the time for armed resistance come? Well, considering secession is illegal, and that chances are you guys would be crushed under the heel of the U.S. government, hey, if you want to fucking throw your lives away, that's your fucking, that's your agenda. Ilot says, this is the time when it will be utterly apparent who's a believer for real and who's not. And Bill Lang says, we already know. Yes, the real believers are the ones who ignore the whole kill the gays thing. And the fake people are the ones who just ignore the whole gay is a sin thing. That's a real good distinction to be made. Raymond Perringer. This is homosexual fascism. No, it isn't. To the gay-obsessed media, freedom of speech ends when someone disagrees with them. Stating your disapproval of something doesn't mean that they're trying to silence you. That's freedom of speech. And again, you can say any old shit you want, but don't fucking expect people to just sit idly fucking by while you spout utter horse shit. Not gonna happen. Mayrin T. Time for the Universal, One Holy and Catholic Church to offer one Sunday a month Mass, Rosary, and Benediction towards the defeat of Satan and his gleeful hordes who are constantly mocking our faith, and even God Almighty himself. I thought God kind of killed people who mocked him. But maybe he doesn't do that anymore because he's supposedly a loving God, even though he kills these people in floods and shit. But anyway, the mainstream media who push the homosexual and multisexual agenda. What the fuck's multisexual? I'm assuming that means bisexual? Are outrageous in their belligerence, while the radical homosexuals themselves have visions of complete dominance as they echo Lucifer himself. Lucifer was an angel once. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Also, Lucifer translates from Latin to the one who bears or carries light. Just, I'm not sure how many people fucking know that, but, you know, it's one of the few things that ingrained in my head when I was taking Latin in high school for 4 years. Also, certain other things. If I see certain Latin things, I can actually translate it, but not the fucking time. Carlos Pereira. I agree with you. Actually, it is at least half a century past the time when the church should have begun to wage intense spiritual warfare against the evil forces, attacking the moral teachings God himself left in their care. Maybe that's what all the child rape was about. They were fighting Satan by being evil. The institutional church has been in voluntary retreat before the onslaught of those working to demoralize, to use Gertrude Himmelfarb's term, what the fuck is that? Society. Well, the reason they retreated is probably because they don't have a moral leg to stand on after the whole child rape thing, which still goes on to this day. They probably don't want to draw too much attention to them because hell would rain down upon them. More metaphorically than literally, but you know. The demoralizers went after the low-hanging fruit first by mainstreaming heterosexual fornication and soft pornography. Do you guys even know what the fuck soft pornography is? Soft pornography is basically two people having sex on camera, but you don't see penetration. Hardcore pornography, on the other hand, you see that shit. Just saying, if you're going to use the fucking terminology, understand it. Then expanding the front as they met initial success. Also, soft pornography has been around a hell of a lot longer than most people give credit for. Give it credit for. All the while, with some notable exceptions, like the New York Archdiocese Catholic Cardinal O'Connor of blessed memory, the clergy's reaction has been to offer only token resistance. When they have not actually been siding with the enemy, it has been a great scandal. I'm pretty sure, again, raping kids has been a bigger fucking scandal for the Catholic Church, but what the fuck do I know? I'm not a Catholic. Ricardo says, in the book of Daniel, the three youths did not follow King Nebuchadnezzar's command, and so they did not bow down to the idol of gold. Today we have this idol of secularism, even though secularism's the only way this country would ever fucking work. Let the book of Daniel be our inspiration, so that we will not bow to today's idol. Well, I won't bow. I won't break. That's a quote from a Breaking Benjamin song. Yeah, but I won't bow. I won't break. I'll be doing this shit until I die, more than likely. Or until heaven kills me, or whatever. And I like how it's like this idol of secularism and liberalism. Conveniently forgetting that there are these idols outside of court houses that are big fucking statues of the Ten Commandments. Pretty sure that's considered an idol. Because it's a graven image of something from the fucking Bible. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a fucking idiot. Who fucking knows? It's quite possible that that's the case. If it is the case, please tell me. I, unlike the Christian scumfucks who I respond to, and the non-religious assholes who I hate, I actually would like to be, educated on something I don't fucking know anything about. Anywho, I'm done. I'm gonna go finish watching the couple episodes of The Mentalist I have left on this DVD. Peace out, guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.